Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome you back to another episode of Viatorian Voices. Hi, everybody. This is Jim Mitchell, and we're just kind of getting ourselves set up here to kick off another conversation. Pleased to have you with us. And today we're going to talk about the role of athletics in personal development, what it means to young people, and hoping to have a couple of guests with us on the line and talk a little bit about that, some people who have had some background and experience. So, first of all, let me welcome those on the line and say good morning. And hi, who's on the line with me today?
You've got Jason Kuffel and Brother Peter Lamick.
Hey, guys, thank you. I saw a number pop up here, didn't have an ID, and I thought, oh, boy, I better make sure I know who I'm talking to because I've made that mistake before. So good morning. Thanks for being here to both of you. So as I said, we're going to talk a little bit about athletics and what this means to young men and women and how the Viatorian schools approach that. And Jason, currently athletic director at Saint Viator High School, former coach, an alumnus of the school. You've been involved at a number of different levels. Kind of walk us through your experience initially as an athlete at Saint Viator.
Yeah, thanks again, Jim, for allowing this opportunity for Brother Peter and I to be part of this wonderful podcast for the Viatorians and kind of talk about what it is we're doing here at Saint Viator to help extend the Viatorian spirit within our community. My experience here at Saint Viator began in camps back in the 90s, early 90s, and then coming to Saint Viator and playing baseball and basketball here at Saint Viator. I played 4 years of varsity baseball and then 4 years of basketball, too, on the varsity. Just really gave me a sense of community and opportunity to come to school. I was one of those boys that wanted to come to school to play sports, but I got a lot more out of Saint Viator because of what I was taught in the classroom, on the courts, in the fields, not knowing it at the time, and now looking back at it, how much it really did influence me and put me on the path of where I am today.
And that's certainly what we want to talk about today and understand a little bit. And Brother Peter, I know you also are we can certainly say a Viatorian, but one who came up through Saint Viator High School as well. What was your experience like during your high school years?
Yeah, for me it really goes all the way back to when I was a little kid and my father taking me to Saint Viator athletic events, Fridays at Forest View and Fridays in the Cahill Gym with football and basketball. That was a part of my every Friday and Saturday growing up, and I dreamed about putting on that uniform. When I got to high school, I played football for 4 years, and I would say that football, those 4 years were some of the most impactful and formative in my actual life. And in a way, they really helped me to discern becoming a Viatorian. But I also think this is important. My dad coached sophomore girls basketball here for years in the late 90s, early 2000s, and my uncle Bob, actually coaches with varsity football. So it's the Lamick family has been involved in Viator athletics for a really long time.
And so, Brother Peter, certainly with a father and an uncle who are involved, that's great influence on you. You're exposed to it. What about some of the other coaches you had during your time and how they influenced you as a young man? You mentioned it may have led you a little bit more on the path to discernment. What was the coaching influence like?
Yeah, two coaches come to mind. One named Alan Rude, who was my defensive coordinator when I was a junior playing football, and he, someone who actually went to a Viatorian high school, Bishop McNamara, and he was someone who had this passion and was someone who really challenged me and drew the best out of me. Every single rep of practice, he was encouraging me, supporting me, giving me feedback, and I just felt this attention and it made me want to get better, and it really helped me become a better athlete, but also gave me things that I could take with me outside of the field. And then another, Chris Kirkpatrick, who was the head varsity football coach, as much as he emphasized scheme and off-season preparation, he equally emphasized character. And it was always a constant messaging every day of, we're striving to become a better football players and to win championships, but we're also striving to become better men. And that just really resonated with me, and it's something that I bought into, and I really think helped me become a better person.
Jason, you oversee 31 different athletic teams at Saint Viator today, both boys and girls, competing across a number of sports. What, if anything, is unique about being an athlete and competing at a Catholic school as opposed to just a public school?
It's a word that's used often, but it really means a lot. It's community, and we could dig down deep into that and go on for hours of what that means. But really, it's a sense of knowing people are there for you no matter what, whether it's on the courts, in the pool, on the fields. You have 850 students behind you, you've got 120 coaches behind you, you've got almost 100 teachers behind you, you've got 15,000 alumni rooting on for you. So it really is that sense of community and playing for something more than yourself. Your teammates that are alongside you, the coaches that have taught you to play the game the right way, and going out there and making yourself proud, making your family proud, and making the community proud. It's very unique. And I sense that in many of the partner Catholic schools within the East Suburban Catholic Conference, the Chicago Catholic League, when I'm speaking with those administrators and coaches. It's just a unique experience and opportunity that I really wish all young adults would have the opportunity to experience.
And I want to ask both of you. I'll start, Brother Peter, with you first. We're talking with Brother Peter Lamick and Jason Kuffel today on Viatorian Voices. And you both are involved with athletics and teaching for young people. You've been involved at Saint Viator High School, Cristo Rey High School. So, Brother Peter, what role does athletics play in the overall health and development of young men and women? Because they face so many challenges as teenagers, and mental health is such a big issue, as is physical well-being. How does athletics make perhaps that time period in their lives a little easier?
Yeah, it's something that certainly the athletic experience brings a lot of joy to young people, but it's really this formative experience that for our young people is very important to them. When they step through the doors here at Saint Viator High School, a lot of them, they want an athletic experience that's meaningful. They want that sense of belonging. In a way, they're hungry for that community that has that common mission. And for the young people, it's really important to them. And for me as like a coach, it really is ministry that I'm trying to provide this experience that is joyful, but also this experience that they're really learning something. They're learning something about themselves. They're learning something about each other. And at the end of the day, it's a time, that 2 hours during practice is a time they get to forget about what's happening in their life. Things may be going on at home or in the classroom that they're struggling with, and it's really not so much a time to escape, but to be involved with a group that, in a way, is supporting them, encouraging them, and at times even carrying them through those difficult times.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, Jim, I'll take it a step further in regards to really jumping onto what Brother Peter said is understanding. I don't think I quite understood how impactful athletics here at Saint Viator is for our young adults until the pandemic hit, and we did not have athletics for a good 3-4 months. And then once we were able to have summer camps, seeing our young adults come in excited to be back at school, excited to see their friends, excited to see their coaches, it showed that sports do impact their lives and form them. We couldn't see their smiles, but I knew they were under their masks. Their eyes were bright, and they were telling me, 14 to 18-year-olds were saying, I never thought I would miss school or athletics as much as I did. I am so thankful to be back here at Saint Viator High School.
And while I have you, Jason, let's follow up. We've just got a few minutes left. I want to get to a few more things. But when people talk to you, when they see work you do, we often hear about the Viator Way, and I knew you have developed a concept known as Strive. Can you give us just a quick recap of what you're trying to accomplish with your approach to leading the athletic program?
Yes. Brother Peter was part of this process a couple years ago, along with Dave Archibald and a few others, really trying to be intentional of making the experience here at Saint Viator unique, but the same across all of the sports that we saw. We definitely saw different sports being in different areas of how they were portraying the Viatorian educational experience. So we want to focus in on those Viatorian missions. We used the mission, vision, and values of the Viatorians in Saint Viator as we created the Viator Way and the acronym STRIVE. And through our athletic programs, we say we strive to ignite the entire Saint Viator community. We really look as Lion athletes at their gifts and talents, where we want to strengthen them and strengthen those around them, and really have rich and memorable experiences. Ultimately, through the Viator Way, we want them to become better teammates and the best version of themselves, both on and off the field of competition. The strive, we took some derivatives, some things out of the Viatorians and some of the words that they use within Father Louis Curb's writing, with sacrificing intentionally, thriving spiritually, rising above negativity, igniting the community, valuing adversity, and really embracing gratitude. These are the key concepts that we're creating a positive and holistic approach for the growth of our young adults here at Saint Viator.
And Brother Peter, I want to hear from you. You have committed to a religious life with the Viatorians, yet no compromise. You're still involved in coaching. You're around young people through that ministry. Talk about your experience. We've got just a minute or so left, but your experience and the reaction of students to having a committed Viatorian as one of their coaches.
Yeah, it's. I think for them and for me, I'm the identity of being a brother and a coach is kind of fluid at times. Sometimes it's Coach Lamick, sometimes it's Brother Lamick, and both of those elements are kind of a part of my own identity. But for me, it really is ministry, and I've been able to form some really good relationships with the young people that I've coached that I think have recognized that I'm trying to bring something to them deeper than just skills, than just winning football games or winning basketball games, that we're trying to together kind of grow as people. So I think I've really seen kind of the fruits of my ministry really in those relationships that I've developed with the young people that I've coached.
And we certainly have to at least mention, we won't get a chance to talk today, but I think a future podcast might give us a chance to talk about Jason's commitment to a pre-associate in the Viatorian community as well. Very important news, and it's one we want to talk about. But Brother Peter Lamick, Jason Kuffel, thanks for joining me today here on Viatorian Voices. The Viatorian community, of course, proclaims Jesus' gospel and raises communities where faith is lived, deepened, and celebrated. That includes things like athletics at Saint Viator High School, where athletics are approached in a unique way, bringing together the Catholic mission, athletic excellence, and our commitment to integrity, sports, ethics, generosity, and service. Thanks to my guests. Thanks to you for listening, and I certainly look forward to a conversation soon on Viatorian Voices.